Well, the good thing about Gigajam is the kind of structured pathway, so that you do a lesson, you have some fun, you learn some stuff, and then at the end of the lesson you look forward to the next lesson. And the next lesson picks up from where the first lesson left off, so there's no kind of black holes, there's no gaps. It's a very logical kind of pathway which should guide you right through from lesson 1 through to lesson 10, at which point you're grade 1 bass player.
You're a grade 1 bass player. Okay, so it's step by step.
Good phrase, yeah.
When we look at the lessons, what kind of structure would they take? Yeah,
each lesson has a very clear focus. You know, there's a kind of list of objectives, little bullet points. Maybe we should put up a lesson and have a look.
Are you happy for me to go on the computer here?
Yeah, sure, do that. Go ahead.
Trust me?
Let's have a look.
All right, so
see how it looks.
This is lesson 1.
There's lesson 1, and you can see the objectives.
All right, understand and be able to count quarter notes.
So that means that will talk to you in the text of the lesson about quarter notes, explain what they are.
Yeah, understand root bass notes.
Right, so again, those letters which are emboldened, in bold or heavy, dark text, are kind of key words that they're pointing out that you should try and retain some detailed understanding of those words.
Okay, and then another learning objective, introduce the bass notes of A and G, played on both fretted and open strings and on open strings. Right,
so talking how and where to find those notes and the alternatives about where to play them on the bass, and guiding you through that step by step, giving you fingering, giving you a picture of the bass neck. Perhaps if we scroll down a bit we can have a look.
Okay, well we don't want to give too much away, do we? Because
well, that's true.
We want you to tune in for lesson 1.
So that's the good thing about Gigajam. The other good thing about it is that it gives you a chance to try stuff out for yourself.
What do you mean by that?
If you look here in exercise 1, there are these icons. So each of those icons accesses a media file. The first one is a video clip of somebody playing that very first exercise. So if you click on that, Natalie, then that will dial up, there it comes, the video box, and pretty soon a bass player will appear as if by magic, playing that very first example.
I can hear him, I can see him.
There he is. So if you're anything like me, when I first got started playing, I learned a lot by watching other people, copying, mimicking other people. So it gives you a great opportunity to do that, look at somebody, watch him again, and then pick up your bass and say, I'm going to try and do that myself. So here's the bass we used earlier. We talked quite a lot, as you said earlier, about the anatomy of it. One of the things that we should look at in a bit more detail that we didn't do earlier is the fact that this bass is MIDI enabled. It's got an extra pickup here, which isn't standard on a bass guitar when you buy it from the shop. So you have to sort this out separately.
Well, how could you get one of those? Where do you get them from?
Well, from any good music shop where they've got MIDI equipment. This is a pickup like these, but this one doesn't go through that big amplifier behind you. This allows this bass guitar to speak through this interface to the computer and the Gigajam software. So there's the pickup, it picks up the sound into the converter, down the MIDI lead, and into the wonderful virtual world of computers and software.
All right, so how can that benefit us, the fact that our computer can understand or can read what we're playing?
Yeah, good question. We just watched an example on video of exercise 1, and I would sit here for myself and play that a few times, maybe loop that exercise so I can practice it and get my technique together and so on and so forth. When I feel I'm ready, kind of ready to try it out for real, you can dial up another media file, which is the second one there. You're doing well controlling the mouse.
Thank you very much. So this is just clicking on this, and this is all the software that's already on the computer. There's no logging onto the internet or anything like that.
It's all part of the Gigajam software, and this will dial up the extractor, which looks like, there you go, did you see the CD load? It looks like a in-car CD player or something.
But this is no ordinary in-car CD player. In fact, this isn't even an in-car CD player.
So if you, perhaps you want to move that.
I move it just so we can see
keep the screen.
The whole of the lesson as well.
That's right, so I can see the lesson. And then there you go, you know what you're doing. And that opens up the mixing board, the mixing desk, so that when we play the track, we can see which instruments are playing.
What have we got here on the left then? Acoustic piano, the metronome, the guitar, the bass, all different instruments on the left-hand side there.
Yep, so perhaps if you press play, we'll have a look at what happens and listen what happens to this first exercise. I won't play anything for the time being. There's the metronome, you can see the LCD readout.
wow, they're all going, yeah.
So if you want to change the volume of any of those, you can increase or decrease the volume on the right-hand side cursor. There you go.
So that's me taking down the piano there. Maybe if I've got a dislike of pianos and I don't want to hear them.
Or if you wanted to hear the bass very clearly, you could alter the volume, or you could mute some of the tracks with this M function on the left of the desk.
Ah. So that's me getting rid of the bass. Totally.
Yeah, so now the only bass player is going to be me. So if we perhaps start from the beginning again, reset the media file.
Like
and I'll
so.
try and play this first exercise here, which is just playing one note, an A, on an open string. And the machine, the extractor, will record my performance. If you press record, Natalie.
I will. I'm just giving you the full benefit of all of the musical instruments.
Pump
that
up
you
the
may
volume.
need. Exactly. Not to drown out your playing or anything like that. And we just play it, yeah?
We'll record it, and then afterwards we can have a look and analyse at what I did and how I might improve my performance.
Oh, right. OK, well, I'll hit the record button this time then.
OK, let's go.
Prepare yourself.
I'm going. So just playing one note at a time, the A, which is exercise 1 from lesson 1. Trying to keep in time. Remember what I saw on the video clip. Listen to the rest of the instruments. OK, I guess that's enough for rehearsal, just to check it out.
So I'm just stopping that there.
Thank you.
So is this a particular learning module that you're following?
Yeah. This is the first exercise from lesson 1. And when I check my performance, if I'm happy with it, great. If I'm not happy with it, I'll do it again. If I'm happy with it, I'll move on to the next exercise, and I'll move through lesson 1, making sure I put in a good performance and record a good performance for each of those exercises, which will get me up to speed for the performance at the end of lesson 1, and then in turn get me ready for the next step, which will be lesson 2. OK,
so I'm pushing, it's the A button, isn't it? A
yes.
For analyse.
And that will open another part of the software program, which will allow me to see my performance compared against a perfect, computer performance.
As if yours won't be.
We'll see.
And this is all through the MIDI lead, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is what this technology is for. Does it matter that I stopped it, didn't I? I mean, we didn't get to the end of that exercise. Is that going to have any bearing on anything?
Probably means I'll get a really terrible mark because I didn't complete it, and so I won't have a chance to average it out.
OK.
So if you look at the top one, that's the computer version.
Ah, the black and grey one.
Yeah, the
there.
first bar was where the clicks were. You said you could hear it.
Yeah.
And the black is the notes.
Just there.
And the grey is the note length. So you let the note ring for a right amount of time before you play the next one.
So that's just a steady rhythmic exercise there.
I'd like to say that's what I played.
Yeah, that's what you should have played.
Thanks.
Moving down to this one.
It's very colourful what I played.
Yes, talk me through the colours there. What are they
I think
for?
they're nice. This is the key to it here, the legend on the left, which shows you that obviously grey and black are what you're aiming for, as in the computer. And my very colourful version has got quite a lot of red in it.
Everything from red to green. Green being good.
All the colours of the rainbow.
Yellow being average. Orange being below average. Red being poor.
Thanks. And so I probably am going to, since I scored 21.53, I'm probably going to have another go because I'm not really happy with 21.53. So the beauty of Gigajam now is we go back to the extractor. We don't keep this performance, and I'm going to do take 2 and try and get it even better. OK,
I want to keep talking about this.
I bet you do.
You've got, obviously, the notes that you played on the bottom line.
Yeah.
What are the extra ones at the top?
The extra ones are...
I didn't see you playing them.
Well, I didn't mean to play them, but it's lack of control and technique. So before we start the Essential Bass Skills course proper, I'm going to need to do some practice.
Good. You being the tutor, that would be a wise...
I was catching other notes, and any little gremlins. It's pretty unforgiving. It picks up on everything.
Well, no, I mean, that's the beauty of it. Maybe to the sort of human ear, you wouldn't have caught that.
Absolutely,
but here you've got it in black and white and red and green and yellow. There's no escaping it, is there?
No.
All right, well, let's give you another go. Oh, let me just try and find that again. Actually, I'm not a very computer literate person, but I'm actually
doing very well, yeah.
Not too bad. So let's reset that. Hitting the red record button. This is quite a nice pace tempo that we're going at the moment.
Sure, I think it's important to go in with a nice gentle tempo.
Yeah.
And then as you become more confident, you can increase the tempo when you feel like you're getting somewhere. You want a bit of a tougher level.
Yeah. All right.
Great. That's fine.
I'm going to stop you there. Let's
Thank you, well done.
hit the A for analyse button.
The moment of truth.
It is the moment of truth. I should be doing some sort of drum roll for you.
It's not quite as colourful as it was before.
Well done, you.
Hey.
Now, your overall grading has said 17, but that is because we played such a small portion of it.
Yeah, the note lengths are looking better there. That grows grey bits
Yes.
are looking good. So that's all fine.
OK, and a perfect note there on the third one.
Hey, at least one good note.
Listen, we're coming up to the end of our introductory lesson.
OK.
We've obviously got our course coming up, which is going to be 10 lessons, 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of that, we're going to be grade 1 bassist.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll go and practice.